Good morning, everybody. Look at the patina on this beautiful little girl. This thing's been in the family for over 20 years now. I personally had it 15. I've been ripping it around myself, but I've owned it for 10. Bought it for my father. We got it from my brother, who got it from my uncle. 1983 Ford. Used to have a 302. Was two-wheel drive. Well, I'll tell you one thing. She ain't two-wheel drive no more, and she ain't automatic. You never know when you need to go. I've put, since I did a rebuilt motor, by the way, I put a 351 Windsor in it. Built up, cammed up. She was a nice looking engine when I first put in 3 years ago, 3.5. She makes good power, but I cheaped out at the last minute when we were putting it together, and I went with steel heads. I was told that they were good. They were went through by a race car driver. Whether that was circle track or straight line, I don't know. How many years ago were they gone through? Don't know. Could they have been gone through? Probably not. But I'll tell you one thing. The intake runners from this intake to those heads, about a good 1/4 inch all the way around that it wants to hit a wall. Now the intake was machined to fit. All the guy did was put JB Weld in, and I was a little annoyed at that because it started flaking out. I had this motor apart a couple times. I dropped lifters, beat the hell out of this thing, and well, she's coming apart again. Good running motor, still runs great, just leaks a lot of oil. She really sweats that horsepower. So I bought a 7 aluminum heads, put the money out. They're no name, cheap aftermarket ones, but they work. I bought them used, and they're gonna make this girl lighten up a little bit better. Maybe here I'll insert a video, if I can, of New Year's Eve of 2024. Smoky tires. But let me go fire on the back, I'll set these up, and then I'll give it a fire up. You can hear a cold start in the morning. Which, by the way, this is ice cold. There's not a drop of heat in this motor. Used to have 2 exhaust tips. One that came out on each side like that, but coming back in from Power Tour last year, I had lost the muffler. And I said, oh, I only got 50 miles to get some more fuel. I'll fix it then. She does not like to idle until she's warm. But yeah, this 351 is getting cleaned up. Pulling it out of here tonight. I'll bring you through the process of what we're going to do to it. Give it a good old health evaluation. Check all the main bearings. The main caps, I should say. The bearings in there. The rod bearings. Inspect the cam. Since I got to pull some of the lifters out anyway, turn it down pretty far. Keep everything in order. Just give it a thorough examination. Make sure everything's worn in properly, I should say. and make sure that there is no signs of catastrophic failure happening. Other than the fact that I start off with, you know, 50-60 psi on my oil. Nope, I even put 15W40, sometimes 20W50. And about a half hour later, she drops down to about maybe 18 at idle, 16 at idle, which it used to always be up there above 40. So, main reason I want to tear it apart. But we'll bring it back when I go to give it a washing. Beautiful little truck. Power Tour 2023. Was going to do 24, but buy your tickets early enough, fellas. Some of the stickers I got on the back, some of the awesome people I've met. Cool fella too. Yep, to clean this dirty old girl up. Everything. And then we're gonna see if it wants to run when we're done. Alright, listen to a sizzle. Get what I can. Well, it's pretty well clean. I am soaking wet. Saved a lot of water from going down the creek while soaking my air cleaner. That's dirty and everything else is clean. A lot of oil that we built up in there off. And then the wires are pretty much clean now. A little standing water this out. Oh, back to the house. Well, let's see if she fires. Loyal. Freaking love it. So I'm in the garage getting everything all torn down so I can do a compression test. I was gonna bring it back for it, get the plugs out and everything. Then I noticed, we're not getting wide open throttle. Push your toe through the floor. There's still that much more to go from there to there, which is a good bit of throttle still. So that means new throttle pedal and cable. We'll be back with the compression test. Well, ready to do the compression test? Yeah. Alright, so we'll move the wire over there, the red one.
You gotta make sure this is off the shit. Yeah, okay. Is that yellow wire need to be hooked up?
No. Pull the red wire off of there. That one. Put the battery lead on.
Oh, this one?
No, put this.
Oh, sorry.
You're good, you're good. Yeah. I already had that all done before we were using number 9. And Johnny said he put it in neutral.
Nope, she's in gear. You got a block for behind the tire?
Yeah, that's why I didn't roll forward anymore.
Well.
Yeah, we're just gonna crank it over about 5 to 10 times. No more than 10 per. Okay, crank it. Actually, hold on. Alright, go ahead. 10 times, crank it 10 times. Alright, you're good. We're right at 150 on that one.
That's good, right?
Yep.
Okay, which one is that?
Number 2.
You
I'll
wanna
write it down. Yeah, I'll write it down in a minute. Yeah. And I'll compare the numbers to what I had
Last time.
a year ago. No, 2 years ago.
No, dude, I had my truck for a long time now.
Yeah, well, 2 years ago I dropped the lifter. So we just did our compression test. All the plugs have been even 150 psi. Now granted, the gauge isn't exactly clear. Yeah, but it says 150 right there, and it lines up with it. It's 150 within a percent or two of it. And this is how the plugs are burning. Make your own judgment.
You're on the passenger seat.
And we're going to pull the rest of the motor out. Halfway there. A little over half.
It's a little longer than the rest.
Nice and clean oil. Better be clean if frickin' pours it out all over the ground. Well, the barn is empty though. You have plenty of ponies put back in here. This was spotless when I put it together 3 years ago. Painted the frame in the middle of winter in January. Ran a torpedo heater for a week straight, day in, day out for it to dry. Worked though. Had all new freeze plugs put in it at one point. New oil pan. This motor was bored 40 over. New crank, new rods, new flat top pistons, valve relief, cutting them, whatever you call it. Single plane intake. And it has a thumper cam in it. Flat top. Flat tap it. And a clutch. Yeah.
Oh, don't forget the intake.
Oh yeah, I got the intake.
And the wiper fluids.
Don't forget, you need to replace your muffler bearings every time you're in here.
What about the valve cover bearings? You know, we gotta change them.
Casting.
I ain't going far, dude.
Yeah, good looking motor. I mean, all motors really are good looking for the most part, until you add all that smog and vacuum lines and that electronical digital bull crap. Nice stuff. Fun fact, Ford uses like 6 different timing covers for the 302s and 351s, 289s, whatever. Depending on what year and what belt setup you got, determines which way these holes go and the orientation of other stuff. And turns out you should really know what you're putting in there, because I put the wrong one on at first. Used the one out of the 80s model with a 94 belt drive setup. So I had to pull it all apart just to change the timing cover because water pump kept leaking. I'm like, why is it leaking? Then I found out why. They were aimed the wrong way. Now that water pump issue's done. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Well, got this oily old girl loaded down the back of the truck. Got all my new, well, my new master gasket set in the back of the truck. Got my new wires. Got my new high volume oil pump or high pressure. Either or, same difference. Not really, but yeah. And yeah. My brother, when I sent him the original picture of this, which if I can overlay it, I will put it up on the screen. Sent him the picture, and he replied back with a picture of Thomas the Tank. Yep. And I laughed. But we're gonna get on down to the machine shop. Not really a machine shop, it's my uncle's garage. But it's fun. Alright, we're down here in the garage. Got it up in the air off the truck. We're gonna get the clutch all off of here and examine that, see how that is. And then get it put on the engine stand. So I can pull the intake off and oil pan. There's a couple out on ends, timing cover. Gonna leave the heads on. My uncle wants to do a leak down test before we pull the heads off, so I won't be showing that because he don't want to be on camera, but I'll let you know how that goes too. Now the clutch itself, in my opinion, looks freaking new still. I got a new one back at the house, and honestly, if I were to mic in between these grooves, I bet you there's no freaking loss. I can see a little bit of something there, but that might be where my hand was. No, it can't be. Little discolored here, here, versus that's shiny. This side looks pretty uniform. Pressure plate side looks great. You can see where it actually might have gotten hot at one point and left the image of that material, which I don't know if that's coming up on camera, but I can see it. Nothing that catches with my nail. See, theirs is smooth. Theirs is like something's on it. I don't know. It might get turned down. I might just leave it as is. Put a new bearing in there. Okay, to continue on. Now these might not come off as easy. These have red Loctite I put them on with. The others had blue. Didn't want it coming apart. Kind of like my legs. Getting the big guns. She got some weight. Things you don't remember when you originally put it together with the help of your uncle. Wonder why my rear main seal was leaking. That's a lot of silicone around something that shouldn't have silicone as far as I know. They seal, hence the name the seal. Tap it in there evenly without nicking up the seal. You don't gotta do stuff like this. Oh boy. Is it a one piece or a two piece? It is clearly leaking out of it. That seal had to be a good nick while putting it in there. There's just oil all up in this groove, which is, there's the seal. It's right in that groove there. Let's see what else we find. Y'all might as well get to enjoy to see me struggle putting it together. Make it a little laughable. Not really, maybe. Sure, we need to get short bolts for that. Yeah, I might need to loosen this up first. Might help me out. So I've had a couple times hovering the motor in front of the stand, trying to bolt these bolts up. Then I realized this comes off. Pick it on up. Just slide them on in there. Check everything quickly. So far so good. And that's that.